we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Welcome to the show. I hope you're here to see the things you didn't know and who you'll never be. These lights shine bright and they shine on me. Yeah, these lights shine bright on this Face-Off tonight.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Face-Off. My name is Dave Johnson. It looks like we're opening the show with the Duke of Detroit himself, Kyle Shelby. And I want to take you a little bit back in history, right to last week. Kyle Shelby came before natural selection because Jason Storm hollered at him and told him to come out there because of what's been happening over social media the past couple of weeks. And then they did the unthinkable. Like a pack of dogs, they absolutely demolished Kyle Shelby. He's got to be stewing on this for all week, and I think he's got a lot to get off his chest. Let's head down to ringside and listen to Kyle Shelby.
Cut my music, cut my music. Now, as you guys saw last week on Face-Off, I was brutally attacked by natural selection. They thought I was treating them like a joke. They thought that I was trying to make enemies with them, right? But that was very far from the case. You see, there is one man in this company that has been giving me some problems. He follows me around like a lost puppy, and he's supposed to be my family, and he still chose to walk away from his brother. His little brother. And a big brother is supposed to protect his little brother. And as I got brutalized by the goofball Alex Cross with brass knuckles and had my head busted open, where were you, Drew? You were nowhere to be found. That's why I said, hey, go home to mommy, Drew. I think you owe me an explanation. I know you're listening in the back. You owe us an explanation. You owe the fans of ROEW at home an explanation. Drew, get your ass out here.
It looks like Kyle Shelby has called his brother out here, and he wants some answers. Drew Shelby making his way to the ring. We're going to find out what this is all about. I mean, clearly, Kyle is upset about what happened last week. You think he would have been calling Jason Storm out natural selection, but instead he's calling out his brother. Let's see what's going to happen here. This is definitely an interesting tale of the tapes, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at you, pathetic as always. Pathetic as always, Drew. Where were you, Drew? Where were you last week when Cash Carter, Jason Storm, and Alex Cross obliterated your little brother? See, there's a reason why I didn't want any of you in this family, to be in this company, to be in professional underground wrestling. No. First it was Daniel in HCW, then it was DeCarlo, now it's you. All of my family members, each one of you guys, want to make me out to be the monster. And I want to make something of myself. You know where you belong, Drew. You belong in the gambling dens. You belong collecting money from the old widows. That's where you belong. You do not belong in my world. I told you a long time ago, Drew. I decide how to make the money in the family, and we told you to stay behind the scenes. And now you want to be a superhero. You want to be like Danny. You want to be like DeCarlo. You want to be like me, the longest reigning world champion in all of professional wrestling. Where were you? You owe me an explanation. You enter my world. You listen to me. Go ahead.
Well, Kyle, after my horrible beatdown at the hands of you during your debut match, I took your advice and went home to mom. That's what I was. Just felt like you didn't need me, so off I went.
Off you went. Okay. I did tell you to go home to mommy. But when your boss signs you to a contract and you have obligations to be met and you are nowhere to be found, don't you think that makes me look bad? Don't you think that makes Mr. Taylor look bad? Don't you think the person who feeds your family, doesn't that make him look bad? Does that make management look bad? Does that make me look bad because my own family fails to do what they need to do, not just in the gambling dens, not just in the bars, but they're doing it here again, and that is why I have told you all to stay out of my affairs, told you all to stay out of my business. I told you all I could turn my back to you and you do fuck all. Where were you? Really? Because I know you were in the building. I know you weren't with Mommy. You weren't with Mama Shelby. You weren't with Uncle Shelby. You were here. That was on purpose. Tell the truth.
You know what, Kyle? You're right. I was backstage watching the whole thing. You see, you have treated me with such disrespect every single time we've been here. From the very first moments to right now.
Treated you bad. Okay. I've treated you bad.
So, I figured it was your karma.
My karma.
Yes,
My karma.
your karma.
My karma. Y'all listening to this at home, my karma, my friend, every single time I've taken a man in this business out, every single time I've taken a promotion out, they've had it coming. And right now, natural selection has it coming. Right now, you have it coming. And here's the thing, Drew, next week, I'll let you have your chance at redemption. I will let you be that superhero. You can win these fans over and take my spot in the family as the Duke. That's what you can do next week. Next week. Is that something you want?
You know, I think I'll just do that.
Think you'll just do that?
I think I'll do just that.
Put her
Looks
there.
like Kyle Shelby reaching for an extension, just wanting to. Oh my God, no! What a low blow by Kyle Shelby to his brother Drew Shelby. Is this a retaliation?
Wrestling.
What is this all about? The Duke of Detroit picking his little brother up, and he looks like he's setting him up, slamming him down. What is the purpose of
I
all
will
this?
send you home to Mommy, and you will stay with Mama Shelby.
Oh my God, harsh words by the Duke of Detroit to his brother, telling him to go back to Mommy.
Woo!
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this is a damn sure interesting way to start off Faceoff. A little bit of family animosity right here.
Next week.
Jason, you don't seem to realize that your actions have consequences, my friend. You're trying so hard to be what I was, you're forgetting that history is doomed to repeat itself. You carry yourself like you're the most important person in the world, and everyone else isn't even worth the dirt that you walk on. Eventually, someone's going to step up and give you what you deserve. Maybe even those that you hold closest to you. That is, if they ever grow a sack. Because let's be real, there's not an ounce of integrity between the two. But in the meantime, I don't mind being that guy. The guy that steps up to the guy that thinks he's the guy and brings him back down to earth. This is what you wanted from me, Jason. This is what you wanted to see. And now you're backpedaling? Where are you going, man? The fun's just getting started. But I'm going to do this right. So, James, I'm asking you man to man. Put me in a number one contenders match against anyone else that deserves this spot. And may the best man win and go on to take out Natural Selection and Jason Storm once and for all.
Those are some strong words by CJ Black. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's main event time. Dark Cron got this match signed by the nemesis James Taylor. Last week, Matthew Forsaken made his return after being gone for a couple of months, disappearing off of social media, disappearing from ROEW. Nobody knew where he went, what was happening. And then out of nowhere, he returned in the middle of Dark Kron's speech and then just attacked him blindly. Dark Kron asked for this match, and James Taylor signed for him. And now we got the main event here for Faceoff, and now the lights going out. The eerie feeling here in the ROEW arena, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew Forsaken is making his return, his first time back in the ring in months. But you got to think that these two men know each other better than best friends usually do. These guys have traveled up and down the roads together for years. They've wrestled in DKW. They founded DKW together. They've had hundreds of matches against each other, thousands of hours of practice. You can only imagine. These guys are almost like brothers. But what is the reason that Matthew Forsaken has attacked Dark Kron this time? What is the situation? What is going on? You got to ask yourself that. And Matthew Forsaken clearly making his presence known. Referee making sure that this is going to be a good, clean fight. This is a normal matchup, ladies and gentlemen. As the referee calls for the bell, and Dark Kron is highly excited to get into this one. Nice collar elbow tie up by both men. And Dark Kron, just look at the aggressiveness. You got to wonder where Dark Kron has been over these past couple of months. And has he been training to get back into the ring? And I saw Fez press by Dark Kron. Piston-like right hands by the Underground OG, but Matthew Forsaken showing the favor and returning it. Both men back and forth, back and forth. Forsaken shoving Dark Kron off of him because that was highly aggressive on Dark Kron's behalf. And now we got a nice little inside Falcon's arrow. Go for the pinfall already. 2 count. Nope, not enough to keep Matthew Forsaken out. That definitely hurt his back. I don't know if Dark Kron's trying to put him away fast or early or what's going on here. Oh man, he's going for the chronic kick. But Matthew Forsaken wisely, ring awareness, rolling out of the ring, buy himself a little bit of time. This is very smart. You got to think that Matthew Forsaken he's obviously done his homework. He's obviously been training. He's been doing something in parts unknown. Nice cutoff, and then pulling him by the hair, slamming Cron into the mat, right on the back of his head. And now we got the stomps coming in. Matthew Forsaken and Dark Kron, with they got a storied past, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost too much to tell just in this matchup. But now he's got Cron out here on the outside of the ring in the ROEW arena. Hard right hands by Cron. Cron fighting back, but Forsaken, nice back suplex on the ring apron, slamming Cron down. I think that Forsaken just has no remorse. He does not care. All he wants to do is hurt people. You can remember a couple of months ago he was fought in that casket match with Cash Carter. But I mean, ladies and gentlemen, is this a new Matthew Forsaken? Is it nice ring awareness? There he goes, breaking the 10 count. They got to the count of 10 to get back in the ring. I'm sorry, folks, but this is wild right now. This is a fight. And this isn't even a hardcore match or a street fight, and it's just ramming him right into the side of that entrance. Forsaken taking control of this match. This has been mostly all Matthew Forsaken. Dark Kron struggling here, having a hard time. The Underground OG going face to face, toe to toe with him, and just flipping him right back into the ring with that hip toss. Going for a nice lateral press, 2, and just a 2 count. You're going to have to do a little bit more than that to put the Underground OG down, Forsaken. Now he's got him in a nice chin lock. I mean, what has been going on in the head of Matthew Forsaken? Why Dark Kron? Why did he come after Dark Kron for whatever the reason? Dark Kron obviously got a lot on his mind. He's trying to fight out of this. We got the ROEW universe watching. Oh my God. The aggressiveness by Matthew Forsaken. Don't argue with the referee. The referee is in control in there, Matt. You got to pay attention to that. Now he's got him in the corner. Hard knife edge chop. Listen to these chops, ladies and gentlemen. A little snapmare action right now. Cron's got to figure out what he's got to do to get out of this. He just knocks Dark Kron down. I don't know if Matthew Forsaken is wanting to just punish him or he's wanting to end him fast himself, but it looks like that's really what he's wanting to do is just hurt Dark Kron. Maybe he's got some animosity. I mean, we haven't heard anything from him since we saw what happened last week. Nice Irish whip, but darn Cron reversing. Both men mixing it up right here in the middle of the ring. Got another Irish whip. Dark Cron coming back. Mr. Clothesline and the big old flying back elbow, knocking Matthew Forsaken down to the mat. Dark Cron trying to get his comeback here, trying to put Matthew Forsaken down. Hard right hand, actually hard clothesline. I'm sorry. Another clothesline, two of them, ladies and gentlemen. Knocking Forsaken down. Dark Cron definitely pissed off about last week. And we're going for that big light stinger splash. Oh, is Cron going to go for another one? Can he go for another one? And he went for another one, but he missed it. Hung up on the top rope. Dark Cron, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these two know each other like best friends. I mean, they literally do. They know what each other's going to do before they do it. But now Dark Cron hanging almost in a tree of woe-like situation. And, oh, it looks like he's trying to set up his casket drop move. Can he hit it? I don't. Oh, man, he slams Dark Cron down. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. And the 3 count. Matthew Forsaken picking up a big win here on Dark Cron. And you got to wonder why. What was the reason for this? Why did he come back and attack Dark Cron? Why did he come back and pursue this situation? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Face Off. My name is Dave Johnson. We're going to see you next week. I'm surprised we didn't hear from Natural Selection. Oh, my God. What is Matthew Forsaken doing? Now he's got that steel chair. Come on, enough's enough, damn it. And he's hitting him with the steel chair on the back. And a second one, the punishment by Matthew Forsaken on his former colleague, Dark Cron. Leaving an emphatic statement, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew Forsaken clearly here for some reason and put the hammer down on Dark Cron. Ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Dave Johnson. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next show.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to show your support to ROEW, please hit that subscribe button up at the top. Follow us on all our social medias. Go ahead and watch one of the videos down below as well. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again.